Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse Lockdown Lowdown series. Today I am joined by Matthew Greentree, who's Managing Director of Ausgold Limited. Now Ausgold Limited have been busy working away at their Katanning Gold Project out in Western Australia, where they've been beavering away trying to add more to their resource out there, the current resource, which is 1.2 million ounces of gold, which is nothing to sneeze at. So, Matthew, you have been quite busy out there. What have you been doing in order to add to that 1.2 million ounce resource?
Yeah, so end of last year, we put together a scoping study and that revised resource in the announcement in November. We raised some money and we got straight into drilling, and we drilled through December, January and right up into March, right to the COVID-19 slowed us down. So we're putting over 10,000 metres in that period, including RC and air core drilling. But most of the drilling's been really focused on building our current resource. As you said, it's 1.2 million ounces, which is already a large resource, and we think it can be a lot larger. We've also seen through the work we did, engineering work in the scoping study, that there's areas that needed more attention, and also with a lot of the geological work that we've done over the last couple of years, we've identified some key areas that are adding a lot of high-grade ounces to our resource. So the focus you'll see in all our announcements is an area called Jinkers South. Over half of that 1 million ounce resource is centred around an area called Jinkers Hill, and that's the core of what we call the central zone. And we're extending it southward through Jinkers South, and the best intercept we've had there is 26 metres at 6.6 grams per tonne. And over the last 18 months or so, we've extended that area to over 400 metres, including intercepts at 16 metres at 6. In January, we announced a 12 metre at 3.52 grams per tonne intercept. So that area is delivering more and more high grade to the resource, and that's something we want to build, as it really improves the economics as we go forward. As well as that Jinkers South area, we noted there's a few areas that were under-drilled, and Jinkers West was one of those. So that was very shallow, near surface, adding to the oxide, to our resource. So we're just building up more resource ounces in that inventory.
Okie doke. So just recently you also announced some drilling at the Burong prospect. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Now, is that in the Jinkers South sort of area, or is that in another totally different area within the project?
Yeah, so there's two things we're doing with our exploration. We're building out and adding to our resource ounces, and that's focused on that Jinkers area. But Burong's what we'd like to see is a new discovery. It's a completely different structural trend, geologically separate, over 7 kilometres away from the main resource area. And we note that the structure that it sits on is over 10 kilometres long. We've got a small resource on a portion of that, and that's the Datatine area. But between that and Burong, there's open strike lengths that's never been drilled before, and the first drill program was earlier this year, and we've got some very encouraging results out of that. All the holes were mineralised. The bottom of one of the holes was 6.47 grams per tonne, and unfortunately we ended in mineralisation, but I think that's an area we'd like to go back to.
All right, so just sort of fill me in on the whole sort of Katanning Gold Project thing. It is the main focus of the company, and everything that you're sort of doing at the moment is centred around the project. It sounds like it's quite a substantial project with quite a few areas within it to explore and to put together.
That's right. The total land package there is over 4,000 square kilometres, so that's a big plot of land to work. However, what we're really doing is prioritising areas within what we'd say is trucking distance of a mill centred around our central zone, near to that Jinkers resource. That's within that 10 kilometre radius. So Burong falls nicely within that area, but also we've got straight length along our main resource area of over 7 kilometres that we've got resources and drilling completed on, and it's still open for another 10 kilometres or so along that main structure. And then Burong is another area again that we're looking at to build that resource inventory. So we are looking at a substantial project here.
Oh, okay. And so there's more drilling to come, obviously. So we're in this coming quarter. So we should be seeing some results filtering through reasonably soon.
Yeah, look, we've been slowed up to some degree with the COVID-19. We've pulled people out of the camp that we have down there just so we could see how the whole crisis played out. It's looking like those restrictions are starting to lighten a bit now that Western Australia is tracking really well with the number of infections. So that's a real positive. We're quite close to Perth, which is also another positive. We're only 3.5 hour drive out of Perth. So those sort of things really make logistics in these uncertain times a lot easier. We plan to get back in drilling later this month. And you're right, we'll see results flow through this quarter.
Yeah, and if they, especially if the WA government, if they decide to ease the regional boundary restrictions and make it a lot easier too, I'd assume.
Yeah, look, we can get exemptions to travel through those boundaries, so so we can get back to work now. So that's where we're at.
All right. Well, that sounds all very interesting, Matthew. It sounds like there's quite a bit that has happened, and obviously that's given you a great deal of encouragement for what will happen. So we look forward to hearing all the news that's going to come through. We look forward to seeing all the results from your upcoming work, and of course look forward to bringing it to all our readers and viewers here at the Resources Roadhouse. So Matthew Greentree, thank you very much for being part of the Resources Roadhouse.
Thank you.